Welcome everyone to the 36th episode in our Space Shooter DevVenture. So, because it's a Monday and the last time I did a live stream was on Thursday, I kind of forgot my progress. Not to worry though, we have a record in DeepSeek, so I can kind of do a quick catch-up session. Not session, but like just a quick catch-up briefing, I suppose, on what exactly we did and what we still have to do. And then also just test the game to see if there were any bugs we left off that need fixing, or if there was a feature we were trying to implement that hasn't been implemented fully yet. That kind of stuff, okay? So I'm looking through my my message history in DeepSeek, and what I can see is the shoot script, behavior shoot. Hi, welcome to the live stream. So I'm trying to catch up on what I did last time so that I know where to continue from. And let me just go back into my script here. If I go to behavior shoot, this one, type behavior shoot, and I open up my script again, it should have like has line of sight and behavior completed and all of these things. So does it? Has line of sight. Activate. There's a signal that should be saying behavior completed. There it is. Has line of sight, aim at target, fire single shot, and so on. Okay, good. That's fine. So now we can go back to our script and check and see that everything is as expected in the next steps, right? So I was supposed to make continuous shooting. You can use the behavior. Okay, so this is for how I can use it. And then the key benefits. Okay, so if I press the shoot button, will the enemy ship shoot? This behavior is in the behavior gun npc gd file. And it's saying, looking at the code, yes, the enemy ship will shoot if you press the shoot button because of this code, which creates a conflict between your AI system and input handling. So we need to fix that. And the first fix, which is the best fix apparently, is to go into behavior gun npc and remove the input detection for the shoot button. So let's go back and check and make sure that that's done in behavior gun npc. In the physics process, if input is action pressed shoot, and if can shoot, then shoot. So this needs to go away. So we can say down here we can call it pass and then comment all of this out. Control K. All right. And so now the behavior shoot, you know what, so I'm going to copy all of this and I'm going to ask DeepSeek if I should even keep this function for the gun NPC class, because if it's not supposed to shoot, then should it shoot? And on shot trigger, okay, so let's do this. Copy all of this, go back to DeepSeek, and just do a quick check. Here is the code for behavior gun npc.gd, and it is with underscores, right? Yes. Colon. I've commented out the section you recommended. But there is still a lot of shooting specific logic remaining. Is this functional now? Is this still functional? Or have we made it vestigial by commenting out the input detection logic? Let's see what it says. The gun system is still fully functional and not vestigial at all. You've actually made it much cleaner by removing the input dependency. How it works now. The behavior gun NPC GD is now a pure gun controller that provides an interface for other systems to use. Active functions: shoot, fires a plasma bolt, on-shot trigger, public method to trigger shooting, cooldown management via timer shot cooldown, and bolt instantiation and configuration. Usage methods via the AI behavior system, your new way. You call gun system.onShot trigger. Direct script calls, which is legacy or manual. Any script can still make the gun shoot by calling gunpirate.onShot trigger or gunpirate.shoot. What you've achieved: by commenting out the input section, you've decoupled input from logic, created a clean API, maintained all functionality, and enabled AI control. Perfect architecture. Your gun system now follows the single responsibility principle, where behavior gun NPC handles the how to shoot, the shoot.gd manages the when to shoot by AI decision, and the input system manages when to shoot for a player. This is exactly what you want. The gun focuses on being a good gun. And sorry, I just found that so funny. I'll be a good gun, I promise. The gun focuses on being a good gun, and other systems decide when it should fire. The system is fully functional and actually better designed now. Okay, good. So let's write, okay, good. Let's focus on testing the AI managed shooting mechanics next. I have a testing seek behavior .tscn file, environment, where I test the various implementations of AI management and control. I've made many improvements over iterations, and the seek behavior has stopped working entirely as a consequence multiple times, while I've refined the architecture of the AI management system. My plan for this scene is to make it a general testing environment for all AI behaviors As such, we should be able to test whether the AI can shoot when expected to. To do this, we will need to create a pattern that the NPC behavior management, what's it called? NPC behavior manager. The NPC behavior manager can recognize and use to tell the enemy ship to fire at a specific waypoint. Waypoints have a target component attached to them, so they should have health and take damage. What information / context would you require from me to help you to help me? Okay. So here's what I said, just so that it wasn't so stuttery while I was typing. So I said, okay, good. Let's focus on testing the AI management shooting mechanics next. I have a testing seek behavior.scene environment where I test the various implementations of AI management and control. I've made many improvements over iterations, and the seek behavior has stopped working entirely multiple times as a consequence of refining the architecture of the AI management system. My plan for this scene is to make it a general testing environment for all AI behaviors. As such, we should be able to test whether the AI can shoot when expected to. To do this, so I said to this, but I meant to do this, we will need to create a pattern that the NPC behavior manager can recognize and use to tell the enemy ship to fire at a specific waypoint. Waypoints have a target component attached to them, so they should have health and take damage. What information or context would you require from me to help you to help me? And here's DeepSeek's response. Excellent plan. A dedicated testing environment is crucial for AI development. To help you set up the shooting test, I need the required information. 1, the current scene structure. What nodes exist in testing seek behavior.scene currently? Is there a player ship, enemy ships, waypoints with target components? The target component details. What script or components gives waypoints health and damage handling? And then how is the target component structured in terms of script, signals, and properties? And then waypoint configuration. Are waypoints static or moving? Do they have collision shapes for projectile detection? What's their health or damage resistance? Current AI system status. Is the seek behavior currently working in this scene? Are the signal connections between enemy ship controller, NPC behavior manager, and behavior nodes functional? Testing shooting test goals. Should enemies shoot at specific waypoints on command? Or should they automatically engage the nearest target? Or should there be different shooting patterns like burst or sustained, etc.? What would be most helpful is if you could share the current scene tree of testing seek behavior, the target component script that gives waypoints health, any recent changes to the AI system that might have broken seek behavior, what specific shoot test you want to implement first, and then immediate test that we can set up. Once I understand your scene structure, we can create a simple test like the following. This would make the enemy ship this would make enemy ship 0, as in the first enemy in the enemy 0. It would make that ship continuously shoot at the first waypoint until it is destroyed or until 10 shots are fired. What specific information can you share about the current testing scene setup? Okay, so one of the things that I've always wondered is there not a faster way to copy the scene tree? As in, go into Godot engine, right click on the scene tree, and then say something like copy, and then when you paste it as a, you know, in a text file somewhere, that it pastes out the tree structure. I mean the scene structure, you know, the scene tree. So let's just do a quick search in you know, on the web to find out if that's possible. You know, can we actually do that? So let's say, is there a way to copy a scene tree in Godot engine for and paste it as text? Paste it as plain text. There are two primary methods to obtain this scene tree as plain text in Godot Engine 4. Obtaining the scene file in a text editor, or rather opening the scene file in a text editor. Godot scene files are human-readable text files. You can open any scene file in a standard text editor like Notepad, VS Code, Sublime Text, etc. to view its contents, which represent the scene tree structure and node properties in a textual format. Using print tree pretty in GDScript, you can programmatically print the scene tree to the output console within Godot, attach a script to the root node of the desired scene, and add the following code. When you run the scene, the ready function will execute, and print tree pretty will output a formatted hierarchical representation of the scene tree to the Godot output console, and you can then copy this text from the console. If you only want to print a specific branch, you can call print tree pretty on the root of that branch. Okay, so that's nice and convenient. So I could basically just ask DeepSeek, if I gave you the .tscn file, would you be able to read the tree structure from that? Yeah, okay, fine. Let's do it that way. So here's what I need to do. I need to open up the scenes folder in a file manager. And then I need to copy that and paste it. Okay, so here's what do you need? You need to give the testing seek behavior.scene. So all I need to do is open up the tests folder, drag this tscn file, well, not drag it, but open it with Sublime Text, more apps, okay. So let's just copy all of this. All right, I understand. Here is the plain text version of the testing seek behavior dot tscn file. Okay, 1 2 3 1 2 3, paste that there. Okay, and then what else did you need? Target component details. What script component gives waypoints health and damage handling? Okay, so 1, and then 2, target component details. Target component details. There is a scene, a separate scene called target.tscn that has a health node and a health bar 3D node to manage the data for health and to visualize it respectively. Here is the plain text version of the target.tscn file. Okay, then I need to open up target, so I need to go into scenes, components, general components, target.scene, open with Sublime Text. Okay, so then I copy all of that. And paste it here. And then what else? I should probably give it target.gd as well. So if I go into scripts on component behaviors, behavior target is here. And here is behavior underscore target.gd in brackets the attached script. We'll paste that there. Okay. Here is the health.gd script file. General behaviors, player components, health, display, control behaviors, steering behaviors, camera, combat. Okay, here's combat. Health.gd. And here is the behavior of display .gd, behavior health display. What else do you need? I've given you quite a lot already. Have I left out anything important from items 1 and 2 on your list? Perfect. This gives me exactly what I need. You provided comprehensive information about both the scene structure and the target component. Now I can see the complete picture. From your testing seek behavior scene, I see enemy ship, one enemy ship, 9 waypoints, no target components on the waypoints, currently. All waypoints are using waypoints.scene, not target scene. The missing piece. Waypoints in your testing scene are basic waypoint nodes without target components for shooting tests. We need waypoints that can take damage and be destroyed. Are you sure about that? Editable children. They definitely do have waypoints. I mean, target components. So I should probably then give it as context. The waypoint scene as well. So let's do that. Waypoint.scene. So I'll just edit this and not go through another whole response, right? So let's just say edit the testing seek behavior scene file, and we want to give it the target and the waypoint. So I'll just paste it right here at the bottom. For completeness, here is the waypoint.scene file. And here is the, I gave it target, right? Yes, I gave it target, but I need to give it the other two scenes, health and health bar 3D. Here is the health dot scene. And finally, here is the health display 3D dot scene. Components. It was UI, wasn't it? Health bar and health bar 3D. Okay, so let's open this and this. There's health bar. So health bar takes all of this information. And then here we'll say, and finally, here is the health bar 3D dot scene. We'll just copy all of that and paste it there like this. And now we'll send that through and see if it's happier now with all that information. Perfect, this is exactly what I needed. Now I have a complete picture of your scene structure and the target system. Let me analyze what we have and set up the shooting test. Current scene analysis. From your testing seek behavior.scene, I can see 1 enemy ship, 9 waypoints with target components, an orbit camera for viewing, a level manager with coding, and then what's missing for shooting tests? The enemy ship needs the behavior shoot node added to its NPC behavior manager. So here's what we can do. We can set up the shooting tests, add shoot behavior to enemy ship. You need to add the behavior shoot node to your pirate enemy scene. And then open pirate enemy scene, go to the NPC behavior manager node, add a new child, attach the script to it, and add the behavior nodes group. So let's try all of that. I go to pirate enemy. NPC behavior manager should have a shoot function attached to it, which it does. So we've done that. Make sure your NPC behavior manager can handle the shoot pattern. So this is the most important step, I think. Create the test function in the enemy ship controller, add test input, and then what will this test do? Find the missing piece. All right. So what I want to do next is ask DeepSeek, do I have to add the shoot behavior to the NPC behavior manager? To the NPC behavior manager node in the pirate enemy scene, or would it be better to add the behavior to the NPC behavior manager.tscn file as a general addition? Great architectural question. You should add it to the NPC behavior manager scene as a general addition, which is what I did. Why it makes better sense? It's more consistent, maintainable, scalable, and modular. All enemy ships get the same base behaviors. One place to update or add remove behaviors. New ship types automatically inherit all behaviors, and each ship can still enable or disable specific behaviors via parameters. So then implementation, we've got it. How to set this up, we've done it. We don't have to worry about that. Create the NPC behavior manager scene, update the pirate enemy scene, future ship types, role specific behavior usage recommendation. Definitely add it to the NPC behavior manager scene. This follows the principle of composition over inheritance and gives you maximum flexibility for your ship roles system. This way, your pirate, miner, and defender ships can all use the same behavior library, but with different patterns and parameters tailored to their roles. All right, so what I need to do next is just go back into the scenes file, go to components, NPC components, NPC behavior manager. Here is the NPC behavior manager.scene file. As you can see, I've already done it this way. Which is why I checked with you about which implementation is better. Now, what is the next step? I think we are on step 2 now, where you said something about making sure the shoot pattern is recognized and managed correctly. Perfect, you've already set it up the right way. Let's move to the next step. So test the shooting behavior. Since you have the shoot behavior node in place, let's test it. We need to verify that the shoot pattern is recognized by NPC Behavior Manager, that the shoot behavior activates when assigned, and that the enemy ship actually shoots at targets. So step 1, add debug prints. Let's add some debug prints to see what's happening. In your NPC Behavior Manager.gd, update the pattern execution. So in the execute pattern, taking in the pattern as a string and parameters as a dictionary, we add a print statement on the top, NPC Behavior Manager executing the pattern, and then whatever the pattern might be, cancel current pattern, stop current pattern if any. So if it's running a pattern at the time this one is called, stop that one so we can then start this one. Then we set the current pattern to be whatever the pattern parameter was, and then we use the match, right? So we take in pattern, we say match. If it's seek, do seek. If it's shoot, do shoot. If it's attack, do attack. If it's flee, do flee, and so on, right? Add test functional. Add the test function to enemy ship controller. Add this function to your enemy ship controller.gd. Test shoot behavior. If waypoints.size is greater than 0, so if there are waypoints in the scene, then set your current waypoint or waypoint to be the first waypoints in the waypoints array. And then you set your parameters to be the target node is waypoint and continuous is true. Then print enemy ship controller testing shoot behavior at waypoint 0. Pattern assigned dot emit 0 shoot parameters. So what this is the enemy ship ID, remember? So who's shooting? So rather, what behavior? Who's doing the behavior? What behavior is it? And are there any parameters? Yes, we are shooting at the target node and continuously. Okay, and then in the input event, if event.isActionPressed UI accept, which is the spacebar, then we call test shoot behavior. And then step 3 is to run the test. Run your testing seek behavior.scene, press spacebar to trigger the shoot test, watch the console debug messages, observe the enemy ship, and it should rotate to face waypoint 1, start shooting plasma bolts, waypoint 1's health should decrease. And then you check console output. You should see something like this, which says enemy ship controller testing shoot behavior at waypoint 0, NPC behavior manager executing pattern shoot, NPC behavior manager activating shoot behavior activated for ship 0. If it doesn't work, then you check the common issues like signal connection, node names, and group memberships. So let's begin the test by step 1, right? Add the debug printing. So in the execute pattern function, we just add these parts. If there's anything missing, so here it's saying add this in, activating shoot behavior. So let's go there and do that. In the NPC behavior manager, in the execute pattern function, we just have to paste this in and save the file. Stop current pattern if any. Assign the current pattern to be the pattern string. Everything seems fine. Okay, good. So step 1 is done. Then we go to step 2. And enter this into the enemy ship controller. So let's just copy this into a test shoot behavior. We just want to add this function in. Okay, so let's do that. We'll add this in as a new function in the enemy ship controller, somewhere close to the bottom. Okay, so there, paste and save. Add this to your input function. So let's just cut that out, delete the rest. It said something between the 1 to 9 num pattern. So let's go to input. We'll just paste this underneath that. So over here, we'll save this. Okay. And now step 3 was run the test. Run testing seek behavior, press the spacebar, watch the console, and observe the enemy ship. So let's do that. We'll go to testing seek behavior in the 3D scene. We'll save things and run this to see what happens. So if I press spacebar, it says activating shoot behavior, but it's not doing anything. Okay. So at least we've got some errors. Behavior is not available. Shoot. Activate behavior types. Behavior shoot. If available behaviors has behavior type. And available behaviors is a dictionary. In discover behaviors, we check the available behaviors. Replace this with nothing. So take away behavior underscore and send it down to lowercase. So that should work, which means that this is not finding the shoot scene. Behavior type dot child dot name dot replace. So this should be called if I go here to the file system and I go into components, control behaviors, this should be renamed to behavior shoot. And this should be renamed to behavior shoot as well. So we'll save this, and then I just need to copy this error and put it into DeepSeek. I kind of know what the problem is, I just don't know why it's not finding the shoot behavior. Okay, so I've run the testing seek behavior .scene file, and I'm getting this error message when I press UI accept. Here is the console output as well. So when I go to output, just copy that whole thing. Oh no, I cleaned it. Oops. So let's just run the scene again. That's annoying. So I need to send it towards waypoint 1. Let it go and then press fire. Copy and paste. Don't delete. You've seen the NPC behavior manager.scene file, so you know I have attached the shoot behavior. Already. Why is it not finding the shoot behavior in activate behavior? In the activate behavior function. I see the issue. Looking at your npc behavior manager.scene file, the problem is in node naming. In your scene, the shoot behavior node is named shoot with a capital S. But in your discover behaviors function, it's looking for shoot, lowercase s. So when you have a node named shoot, replace behavior underscore is shoot node changed, then to lower makes it shoot lowercase, available behaviors shoot the shoot node. Wait, that should work. Let me check the actual node name again. Let's debug the behavior discovery. Add debug prints to see what's happening in discover behaviors. If the shoot node is not in the behavior nodes group, the node name is different than expected, or so these are the three likely causes. One is that the shoot node is not in the behavior nodes group. 2, the node name is different than expected. And 3, the scene instance isn't loading properly. Quick fixes to try. Check group membership. Make sure that the shoot node is in the behavior nodes group. That's a good check. That's a good check. Shoot groups, it's not. So that's a problem. So now we can save that. Seek is NPC behavior manager is okay. Manual registration. Add a test. You can manually register the shoot behavior. The shoot node was not grouped as a behavior node. Was not grouped in the behavior nodes group. I have fixed this mistake and tested the scene. It is or is not working. Let's see. So I've saved the scene. We'll clear this. We'll clear this. We'll go to testing seek behavior in the 3D view. We'll run the scene. We'll press spacebar, and we've got a problem. So now we've got an actual problem that kills the whole thing. Invalid access to property or key ID on a base object of type node 3D behavior gun NPC. In component behaviors, bolt shooter ID, gun parent dot ID. Invalid access property or ID on a base project, base object. It's still not working, but I'm getting a different error message. No. Do you need any context to help you debug this? Or can you tell me what's wrong already? I can see the issue. The problem is in the NPC behavior gun, the behavior gun NPC script. It's trying to access gunParent.id, but the gunParent is the behavior gun NPC node itself, not the enemy ship. Looking at your behavior gun NPC.gd, get parent. This gets the gun pirate node, not the enemy ship. So when it tries to get, when it tries to do gunParent.id, it has no ID the gunParent has no ID property. The fix, we need to get the actual enemy ship reference, update behavior gun npc.gd. Fixed path. getParent.getParent as type enemy ship. So in the ready function, we need to check this. And then if enemy ship, use enemy ship instead of gun parent, physics process pass. So this is the whole thing, right? Ready, shot cooldown timeout, shot trigger, and shoot, physics process. So we'll just close that down. And then we'll go to behave gun NPC, ready, shot cooldown timeout, on shot trigger, shoot, and physics process. Okay, let's do that. We'll copy this file, we'll paste it all here. So as you can see, it undid all my neat and tidy alignment. Don't worry about that. I'll fix that after the live stream. I know it takes a long time. It's quite tedious. So when the live stream's done, I'll just fix that. Don't worry about it. In the meantime, let's just check and make sure that this is the only change. The alternative fix, if the hierarchy is different, you might need to adjust the path. The hierarchy should be enemy ship, gun pirate, and then gun main. So if I go to pirate enemy, enemy ship route, gun pirate, gun main. So it should be get parent dot get parent. No. Getting the parent should be the enemy ship route. So behavior gun NPC. Where did it say as type enemy? Here. Maybe not get parent dot get parent. Maybe just get parent as enemy. I mean as a type NPC. Let's try this first. Okay, so let's run that. Okay, so it is get parent dot get parent. Okay, now let's try that again. Okay. Amazing. So that fixed it. That's so nice. We still have a problem though. Behavior gun NPC could not find enemy ship parent. I'm just trying to see why I'm still getting this error message. Could not find enemy ship parent. And I think it's because the gun pirate scene, which is just this gun NPC, right? The script is attached to the behavior, is attached to this root. And the root is a singular indentation. It's one step down from the pirate root, you know, gun pirate, and then immediately its parent is the enemy ship root. So I'm not sure why using getParent once isn't working, but getParent twice does, and then somehow it's still throwing this error that says it can't actually find the enemy ship parent. So I'm just going to copy this error and I'm going to put it into DeepSeek, and I'll say, look, the shooting is working now, but I'm getting this error message. Here is the behavior gun npc.gd file. Okay. And here are the separate .tscn files for you to have the full context. The first one is enemy pirate. Pirate enemy. So pirate underscore enemy, and we need to give it that scene. So let's do this. I go to scenes, entities, pirate enemy, and I just copy that whole thing and I paste it here. Okay, so there we go. And then I say here at the bottom, and gun npc dot scene. Right, so if I go back to scenes and I go components, npcs components, gun npc, and I copy all of that and I paste it over there. What can you tell me? Looking at your scene structures, I can see the hierarchy issue. The path getParent.getParent is incorrect for your setup. Your actual scene hierarchy is enemy ship root, gun pirate, gun main. So getParent.getParent tries to go from behavior gun NPC, gun pirate, enemy ship root. But enemy ship root is a character body 3D, not a type enemy ship. The fix: you need to get the script instance, not the node type. Update the behavior gun npc.gd. So we get the parent. If enemy root and enemy root has method get class, and enemy root get class is type enemy ship. An alternative simpler fix: if the above doesn't work, then try the simpler approach by using the node's script directly. Okay, let's try this one first, and then we can call them the live stream after that. Okay, so in behavior gun npc, we just paste this in, save this, and give it a test. So testing seek behavior, we run that scene, and then we got a problem. Invalid assignment excuse me, invalid assignment of property or key shooter type with value of type string on a base object of type area 3D. Okay, so this is clearly going to take a while, and we've run out of time. So I'm going to carry on with this in our next live stream. So I'm going to close things off here, and I'm going to say thank you so much to our junior DevVenturer, Cubes. Your support is very important to me, and I appreciate it very much. And to the rest of you, thank you so much for your time and attention.